More rain chances today.
Here's meteorologist Gard with your Weather Authority forecast.
Thanks, guys. We've been seeing those storms on the radar through the afternoon. They're pretty spotty now where the stronger storms are. We're mainly watching this one over the lake and then one in southern Mississippi. So we'll take a little zoom around. This one right now moving over the causeway. It does seem to have weakened slightly right before it went over the bridge, and now we're seeing a re-strengthening happening toward Lacombe. You're going to see lots of lightning with this storm. Down to the south, it's kind of falling apart a bit, but we still have some heavy rain moving over the bridge right now. Southern Mississippi, we have this stronger storm just moved over 59, now moving off to the east, so something to watch as it continues to drop to the southeast, but it will be out of our area here in a second. Picayune, we have some heavy rain heading toward you as well. Not as much lightning right there. Bay St. Louis has dried out, but we do have to watch these storms that are up to your northwest. Those will likely make a direction toward you. And then down in the south, we are seeing some light to moderate rainfall. In Grand Isle, this is pushing offshore. Cocotree getting some light rain right now. And all the storms that we were tracking over here near Raceland and Luling have dissipated to a lighter rain. So still seeing a lot of moisture out there, but not as widespread storms. They're pretty isolated now. We're giving you the first alert as we head into the rest of this week. That stormy pattern is going to stick around through about Wednesday, and then we'll be drying out into the 4th of July, but it's going to get hotter very quickly. Here's a look at the rain the next 5 days in the region. Very wet over parts of Texas and Mexico, very wet over Florida, and then we're kind of right here in the middle with our rainy pattern that we're going to see through about midweek. So we still have some moisture to come. Tomorrow, a lot of it looks to be in our northeastern areas. We could see some stronger storms, so we will have to continue to watch the radar, but some areas might miss out on the storm activity for Tuesday. It becomes more widespread on Wednesday, and then Thursday things are starting to dry out. By Friday and into Saturday, as we head into the holiday weekend, we do look mostly dry, which is good news for the 4th of July. So playing out the forecast model, by later this evening, we'll start drying out. You're already seeing the rain weakening out there. By the later parts of the evening commute and after the sun sets, we should have dry conditions all the way through tomorrow morning. And then look what the modeling does here in the afternoon. A lot of the rain and the storms are over to the east of us tomorrow. So do we get storms? It was a little bit wetter on the previous model run. That one very dry. So I think we're right on the edge of where there's going to be storms and not tomorrow. Wednesday, now the modeling very dry, but I think that we could see some lingering moisture. So we'll have to watch for that midweek forecast. By the time the front gets fully through, which this is technically meteorologically a cold front, it's not going to feel colder. It's going to bring in some drier air. That's going to help with the feel later in the week. So Friday, Saturday, temperature-wise, we get back to the mid-90s because we'll just have sun, not as many rain chances until the later half of the weekend. Then we'll see those afternoon storms coming back. It's going to be hot, but again, that drier air coming in, that might actually help with the heat index. So it won't feel quite as hot as it could if we had that moisture sticking around. Look at the tropics. Tropical storm Flossie out here in the eastern Pacific. That's going to become a hurricane. We have the remnants of Barry, very short-lived tropical storm in the southern Gulf. But we are focused in on this area with a low chance of tropical development in the northeast Gulf and off the southeast coast. This is still just a 20% chance for development through the next 7 days. But you can see the very unsettled weather that's happening. It's very stormy over here for the Panhandle beaches. If you're planning on traveling over there through about Wednesday, it's still going to be very stormy each day due to this disturbance. In the upper levels, you can see this counterclockwise spin. That's a cutoff low that's causing all of this disturbed weather. And when you have a cutoff low sitting over an area for a while and warm waters right there, we can see tropical development try to occur. That front comes down and pushes it a little bit farther south, and from this point on, by midweek, we're not so sure what will happen with this. Will it try to form? Will it be right over Florida? There's a lot of unknowns, so right now it's just something we're casually watching. The next name on the list is Chantal. We are going to be heating up as things are drying out later in the week. We might be able to drop those rain chances down midweek if the models keep doing that, but I think it's something to watch. We might still have some storminess sticking around. The weekend looking good. Again, the humidity will fall a little bit for Thursday into Friday. So although it's going to be hotter, it might not even feel as hot as it sometimes does with that heat index, guys. But it's definitely going to be hot in the sun, so make sure you're taking heat precautions for the 4th of July. Yeah. But at least it'll be dry for those fireworks.
And I always remind people, I know we say it all the time, but hydrating, and not just while you're outside, but before you even go outside.
Yeah, that's almost the most important time because you're already losing all of the hydration that you have when you are outside. So make sure you're thinking about that into the weekend. And if you are planning on traveling to those panhandle beaches, it's around the same timing that we were looking at those storms through Wednesday that it's going to be the stormiest.
All right.
Or just stay indoors near the AC.
Or you can do that.
That part. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Well, the Saints have released their training camp schedule, and fans will get to see plenty of the black and gold in July. Here's Juan Kincaid.